Welcome down the rabbit hole, friends. Today is another messy hair, don't care kind of day. I look this way because of my kids. I gave them 50% of my brain cells and 80% of my give-a-fucks when they were born. And this is what's left over. And that relates directly to my story today. Britney Spears has been getting a lot of shit from everyone because she may or may not be manic depressive.
Because a couple years ago when she got so sick and obviously got manic and psychotic and then went into a depression, there was a lot of speculation about whether she had bipolar disorder or not.
She may or may not be on drugs and alcohol.
There's been a lot of controversy and talk lately about what's going on with her. Where is she? Is she dead? Is she whatever all the conspiracies are? And my honest opinion, theory, is that she has major substance abuse issues dating back decades, and
she may or may not be in a fake relationship.
We really need to talk about Britney Spears' boyfriend.
There's always some new news story about what's going on with her.
And how fucking dare anyone out there make fun of Britney after all she's been through?
Of course, I'm back on the bathroom floor because kids again. But it's like, thank God Britney had so many fans who really cared so much about her. They kept following her and keeping up with her through social media and other avenues. And they spoke out about what was going on with her conservatorship. The Free Britney movement allegedly really helped Britney feel brave enough to say, I want to get the heck out of this conservatorship. And as far as we know, she finally has some of the freedoms she's been denied for so very long. And I just want to take a moment, from a point of view of someone who is around Britney's age and has the same number of kids, to point out what happened to Britney that may or may not have deeply affected who she is today and how she responds to people around her.
Everyone must stand alone.
So, in the early 2000s, at the height of Britney's career, she needed to make a decision. She was a multimillionaire, a highly sought-after recording artist and dancer. She was being called the Madonna of her time. She was young, beautiful, and the world was her oyster. So what annoyingly selfish decision would this teenage heartthrob make about the direction of her life? She decided she wanted to simply follow her heart and marry an impoverished backup dancer who already had 2 kids, and she wanted to settle down and have children with him.
People can take everything away from you, but they can never take away your truth. But the question is, can you handle it? Can you handle my truth? Can you? I don't know.
She wanted to do all of this while continuing to be the main breadwinner for her entire family and even many other friends and hangers-on. Wow, talk about the opposite of the Paris Hilton of that era. Britney wanted to be a mom and a good wife. So now let's talk a little bit about her Prince Charming, the lovely Kevin Federline.
Don't know, this is Kevin Federline, and well, let's just get into it. Kevin dated and was engaged to Shar Jackson from 2001 to 2004. In 2002, she gave birth to their daughter Corey, and in 2004, she gave birth to their son Caleb. That same year, he married Britney Spears, and the two of them remained married until 2007. The two of them share 2 children, 16-year-old Sean and 15-year-old Jaden. And in 2013, he married Victoria Prince, and they've been married ever since. They share 10-year-old Jordan and 7-year-old Peyton. So in total, Kevin has 6 children with 3 women.
Kevin Federline was a backup dancer for Britney's shows and had a heavily pregnant girlfriend when he and Britney got together. Britney flaunted her love for Kevin in songs, on music videos, and in a documentary. Behind the scenes, allegedly Kevin was known for messing around with all kinds of women and using a certain kind of medicinal herb on the regular. Shortly after Britney and Kevin got married, Britney got pregnant with their first son. Seemingly, in the background, Kevin wasn't doing much. He didn't seem to have a career as far as we knew. And Britney continued rolling in the dough for her family and for Kevin. But surprise, surprise, it turned out Kevin did have ambitions for a career. Lo and behold, Britney allegedly used connections to get Kevin a record deal, and he produced some weird music, in my opinion.
The single is Popozão. This is a Brazilian ass shaker right here. Can I say that? Right on.
So unfortunately, I can't play this song for you because it's copyrighted and YouTube doesn't allow us to do that, but you should definitely look it up. It's called Popozão by Kevin Federline. It was his first single, and I just love watching this video and seeing like how into himself he is, how proud of himself. And this song, Popozão, is Portuguese for get your asses out. Wow. What a knight in shining armor. I mean, it seems cool, like if he was a good dad at home and he was a good husband to Britney, then like more power to everyone. Who cares what he does for a living? But as we will come to see, Kevin is too involved in putting himself first to be a good dad or husband to anyone. Additionally, shortly after the birth of their first son, Britney went on to quickly have a second son with Kevin Federline. And of course, during all of this, she was still the main breadwinner for the family. It was after the birth of her second child that Britney first started exhibiting what was termed erratic behavior in the media. For those of you who don't know, I live in Malaysia, and in Malaysian culture, there is a radical idea that says after a woman is pregnant and gives birth, it is time for the family to come together and help to rejuvenate that woman's body and mind by putting her through a period of confinement. During confinement, the new mother is fully taken care of by other women in the family. They provide nutritious meals, mainly consisting of soups and menu items specifically made to replenish the woman's body after giving so much to her child during the 9 months that she carried it. If you're not aware, women's bodies go through so much change during pregnancy and birth. Hormone levels can go absolutely crazy. The body gives so much to the child it is bringing into the world. In Malaysia, they recognize that directly after the baby is born, it is most important to take care of the mother. This all seems pretty rational, right? In this day and age, most people recognize that women who have just given birth are at risk for postpartum depression. And we hope that most partners and families will be there for a woman during her pregnancy and afterwards to really help her recover, especially considering she's given so much to their newest member of the family. But unfortunately, there's one person I can think of who didn't seem to understand the need to be there for the many mothers of his children.
Too much leftover milk? Deep fry your milk so you don't waste food. Here add sugar and the cornstarch.
After they gave birth. And this person also wrote a song called Popozão, Let Your Asses Hang Out. But of course, unfortunately, shortly after the birth of their second child, Kevin and Britney started moving towards divorce, with rumors and allegations of cheating on Kevin's part.
Britney Spears is leaving Kansas!
The public looked on as Britney tried to negotiate with Kevin about time with their kids as they found themselves in a long and bitter custody battle for their sons. It was only 8 weeks after the birth of their second child that Britney Spears filed for divorce from Federline. There were many allegations and rumors of cheating on the part of Federline. In the couple's initial divorce settlement, which was finalized in July of 2007, they were granted joint legal and physical custody over their 2 children. People who worked with Britney Spears and for Britney and Kevin at the time have come out to say that Britney appeared as a great mother, someone who was very involved with her children, spent a lot of time playing with them, coddling them, and providing physical and emotional affection. But in the public, things were continuing to barrel downwards for Brit. She was seen going out and photographed having some kind of breakdown where she attacked Kevin Federline's car with an umbrella and was witnessed buzzing all of her hair off, which to me doesn't really constitute a mental breakdown. People do that a lot. It's not that big of a deal, but people really played up that Britney was losing her mind. Kevin was nowhere to be seen because, of course, he had moved on to a new relationship and got yet another woman pregnant. Meanwhile, Britney was still providing all financial support for Kevin, and his time together with the boys was financially supported by her. I can't even imagine how I would feel being put into this situation. Not even a couple of weeks after you have your child, you're dealing with the betrayal of your spouse and knowing that he'll probably never be able to provide any kind of financial or emotional support for you or your kids. It has been speculated that Britney Spears dealt with severe postpartum depression following the birth of her second child, while Kevin walked away and got another woman pregnant. If I were Britney, I would have attacked more than just his car with an umbrella.
Postpartum depression. This is a big deal, and it's also not rare. It's thought that 1 in 9 women may suffer from this. That's a lot of women. And you may already know the symptoms: sadness, hopelessness, anxiety, lacking of energy, depression. Some women even report thinking about harming their baby. This is a big deal. So the question is, why does it happen? Well, typically when you're pregnant, you have high levels of estrogen and progesterone. And these typically crash in the first few days after the baby's born. Now, some of these symptoms may be normal for a few days, but if they last longer than 2 weeks, that's when people think about naming it postpartum depression.
Postpartum depression can hit you out of nowhere. And even though I will never understand, I know for a fact that Marky wasn't feeling herself and her mind was everywhere today. So I decided to surprise her with some flowers and chocolate just to show her how much I appreciate everything that she had to put her body through just so we can have the family we have today. And the simplest hugs from the back and kisses can really solve a lot because it just shows her how much I care. And even though her body went through so much, I still find a way to admire it every single day.
Based upon what we know about the timeline of Kevin and Britney's relationship, it's safe to assume Britney was not receiving the support she needed if she was suffering from postpartum depression after having her second child. She may have also been dealing with it the first time around. And who knows what Kevin was up to then, probably busy writing his butt song. But at first, Kevin wasn't getting like a ton of money from Britney because they did have 50-50 custody, although he did receive spousal support and some support for the children. However, in 2008, when it is said that Britney really suffered the mental breakdown, she was placed in a 51-50 psychiatric hold by her parents, leaving Federline to retain sole custody of their boys. In February of that year, Spears entered into a conservatorship with her father, Jamie Spears, who took complete control over her assets. And since then, Federline has made a pretty penny off of remaining the sole custodian. For a long time, it seemed like the two of them were amicably co-parenting their sons while Spears was living in the conservatorship. They were seen supporting their boys at their soccer and football, and Federline moved on with his now wife, Victoria Prince, who he shared 2 daughters with. But in 2018, things took a turn when Federline requested an increase of more than $20,000 per month in child support payments from Spears. After months of court discussions, Federline rejected Spears' child support proposal and instead doubled his request to $40,000 a month. A settlement was finally reached between the two parties in September 2018, with Spears increasing her child support payments to Federline from $20,000 to $35,000 a month. So she only increased it by $15,000. Federline has made a huge amount of money off of his short relationship with Britney Spears. Then, amid her father's supposed health crisis and ongoing emotional distress, Britney Spears allegedly voluntarily checked herself into a mental health treatment facility in 2019. After hearing the news, Federline's attorney, Mark Kaplan, told Entertainment Tonight, Kevin commends Britney for recognizing that she needs to take a step back and that she is taking the responsible steps to deal with her situation in a responsible way. He wishes everyone well. I am really disgusted by shit like this from Kevin because there's never any public acknowledgement of his lack of support and being a good and stable parent and loving husband, and how this kind of led down a rabbit hole for Britney Spears when it comes to issues with her own mental health. And that same year, Federline went on to be granted 70% custodial rights, with Britney Spears at 30%. But in November 2021, Britney finally was granted freedom from her conservatorship. Britney gave a testimony in court basically saying that those involved with the conservatorship deserve to be put in jail. Following that testimony, Federline publicly expressed his support for Britney, saying he only hopes for the best for her because when the best for her is achieved, it's the best for their kids. But a little while afterwards, Federline seemed to change his tune, because in August of 2022, Federline claimed during an interview with ITV that their teenage sons found it quote-unquote tough seeing their mother sharing inappropriate photos online, since she shares a lot of random things to her Instagram. Federline said, "I can't imagine how it feels to be a teenager having to go to high school." Spears then hit back at her husband in a statement shared to her Instagram stories responding to Federline's hurtful comments. "It saddens me to hear that my ex-husband has decided to discuss the relationship between me and my children. As we all know, raising teenage boys is never easy for anyone," she wrote. "It concerns me the fact that the reason is based on my Instagram. It was long before Instagram. I gave them everything. Only one word, hurtful." Sam Asghari went on to accuse Federline of using their sons to vilify Britney and claimed her ex-husband's gravy train will end soon, which probably explains the timing of these hurtful statements. So then, Kevin went on to give a full interview to an Australian outlet and also release some videos and voice recordings of Britney interacting with her boys in an effort to shame her.
Kevin Federline posts videos of Britney Spears allegedly arguing with their sons. Britney's backup dancer ex-husband decided to take to IG in a series of now deleted Instagram videos showing what appears to be Britney arguing with her 2 sons.
That I had they thought something was wrong with me because I had your boobs are poking out. You have
I'm in here when we're trying to go to bed, and then you just go and you say,
"It's my house. If I forget something, then I know this is my house. If I want to come in here and give you lotion for your face because it is coarse, and all you tell me, no, it's fine, it's fine. No, it's not fine."
Oh my God, I cannot effing stand it when my kids do not let me put lotion on them. If you are not the mother of an ashy skinned kid or a kid that smells bad, doesn't want to take their showers, has some kind of eczema, skin condition, whatever. If you are not a mother of that kind of kid, you have no idea what it's like to deal with this on an ongoing basis. I hold the rage inside of me, but deep down, I am like, put some effing effing lotion on the back of your arms. I have told you so many times. I wrote a schedule about it. We have a timer. Your watch goes off at a certain time every day and reminds you to put the lotion on. And then you come to me telling me that your skin is so itchy and terrible and you can't deal with it anymore. And Mom, won't you do something? And I'm just like, you know,
don't remember when I lost my mind. But it was probably around the second kid. Yeah, I think that's it. These kids make me crazy.
Done bawling my eyes out. This has been like the worst parenting day I've had in so long. He's been awful. You can probably hear him screaming. My husband's home now. But this has been the worst parenting day in so long. I don't...
Carl, why's my mom so crazy? And the answer is, you motherfucker, you made your mom crazy. So be nice to your mom, because you're the one who fucked her shit up.
So, what I'm getting at is that I'm sure Britney Spears deals with mental health issues and potentially also substance abuse problems. I mean, don't we all? And isn't it greatly compounded after we have children and become mothers? And wouldn't it be 1,000,000 times more compounded every time over $500,000 a year to an ex-husband who cheated on you right after you gave birth to a second child, never got a job, consistently asked for more money, turned your kids against you, and make sure that he has full custody?
To do today, okay? But before I get going, I gotta talk to K-Fed for a second. Listen to me. K-Fed. Fuck that. Fuck K-Fed. Kevin, okay? Because that's your fucking name, dude. All right? You Kevin Federline, all right? And number one, maybe, just maybe, if you hadn't met Britney Spears, maybe you'd be working in a strip mall somewhere in like Van Nuys or Sacramento somewhere, teaching hip-hop to little fucking kids, okay? That would have been your career. Because listen, dude, at the end of the day, you are not a talent, all right? You're not a fucking big talent. You're just not. That's number one. Number two, bro, really? I got to pick up the newspaper yesterday or go online and I got to see, big smoking gun of all Britney's abuse, right? These 2 fucking audio clips, dude? Really? That's your smoking gun? That's what you got? What's the matter, bro? You need some money? I mean, you can just make a fucking phone call. If I were you, I'd get up every fucking day and I'd say, thank God. Thank fucking God I hooked up with Britney Spears. All right? What I hear? See, somebody's chiming in already. What I hear is a couple of kids disrespecting their mom. And dude, let me tell you something. If we had cameras and fucking videos and audios in my house in the 80s, dude, you would have heard some shit. My mom had wooden fucking clogs, okay? Remember those hippie shoes? Wooden clogs? She'd fucking throw those things across the room, fucking nailing you with that shit, cursing you the whole fucking time, cursing the day you were fucking born. But I gotta listen to fucking Britney yell at her kids over lotion? Lotion, bro. That's what you got. That's what you got up and said, listen,